They told me before I went into the cell that he was a violent man. Look at that, the jailer had said to me, holding up a bruised and swollen finger. He did that. The man's a vicious animal. I can't say that's how James Brodie struck me. More lamb than lion. Is that you, father? He said. Since I was dressed in a cassock and surplice, the question seemed somewhat redundant, and then it struck me. The man was blind. Are you ready to make your confession? He bowed his head and muttered, Bless me, father, for I have sinned. It was a strange tale that had begun in Leeds. Life was hard for Brodie until he met Robert Hennersel and his mother. She was a widow and they were poor, so you may imagine her surprise and gratitude when Brodie offered her 10 shillings for the boy to be his eyes. The boy was delighted too. Unlike his friends, he wouldn't be condemned to a dirty and dangerous future in one of the city's foul mills. Instead, he was free to roam about the country with his new master. It should have been an idyllic existence. Sadly, like most boys of his age, young Robert was no angel. On the morning of the day in question, they'd arrived in Farnsfield from Newark. Now they were about to make their way through the forest to Mansfield. Perhaps the excitement of being in such pleasant surroundings, in contrast to the grime and squalor he was used to, went to his head. The mischievous imp inside him now came to the surface. The tricks that little rapscallion got up to, leading his master away from the main paths so that he barked his unwary shins on tree stumps, that sort of thing. How the boy must have laughed as his master howled with pain. And unfortunately for the youth, his master was in no mood for merry pranks. He began to curse and swear, swinging the heavy stick he carried in the direction of where he supposed the boy to be. The lad was too nimble for him, and he struck only empty air. Of course, this served only to make young Robert laugh out all the louder. Well, I suppose by the law of averages it was bound to happen eventually. One wild effort found its mark. Brodie heard a cry, then silence. He knelt down, his hands snaking from right to left. "Where are you, damn your eyes?" he yelled. Then he felt something. Blood. He panicked and hastily began to bury the body. He might very well have got away with it, but for a passing stranger who later testified at the trial. "Where's the boy?" demanded the stranger. "Boy, sir," said Brodie, all innocence. "The boy who was with you yesterday in Farnsfield." The court recoiled in horror as the stranger described his discovery of the poor boy's body. At this point in the trial, Brodie lost all control. When the jailer tried to restrain him, the Irishman bit his finger. I wasn't at the trial, so I can only tell you what was told to me. Yet, as I watched Brodie kneeling there, meek and penitent, I found it hard to believe. "May I have one last pipe before we go?" he asked, once I'd pronounced absolution. "And maybe a drop of ale." "You can't put it off forever, Brodie," the jailer told him. "For pity's sake," I said, "one last drink won't hurt." At last we got him into the cart and set out for the place of execution, just outside Nottingham. "It's hot," complained Brodie. "Ah, well, it'll be a damn sight hotter where you're going," said the jailer. I felt sure he was wrong, that Brodie's remorse had been genuine. Then, without warning, the Irishman uttered a wild cry and leapt from the cart. For several seconds, no one moved, especially Brodie. "He's dead," said the jailer. "Broke his neck. Why'd he do it?" I looked down at the corpse, and pity welled up within me. It looked to me as though he'd seen a ghost.